And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Philly Pete here live with Pete's Power Plays on World Hockey Report live today, June 3rd, 2022 edition, Friday afternoon here in the East, rise and shine out west, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. out in the mountain time as well. This show, though, is always sponsored by SeatGeek. Make sure you use the promo code WHR. I repeat, WHR when making your checkout. Promo code WHR at SeatGeek. You'll save $20 on your first purchase. Once again, SeatGeek, hit that up. Use that promo code WHR, and you'll save up to $20. Simple as that on your first purchase. So I hope everyone's having a phenomenal Friday so far, heading into the weekend. Nice weather, getting to that summer form. We're almost a couple weeks away from summer 2022. But real quick, last night, ladies and gentlemen, today on the show, we're going to do some recaps. All right, NHL recap for last night. Not the best night at all. We got 0-2 on that short clip. And, it's been tough. It's been a struggle so far in the NHL playoffs, let alone the semifinals. Beginning of the playoffs, we've been on fire. Up over 15 units to start the playoffs, but unfortunately, now to get to the semifinals and the Final Four, it's very difficult to cap. So, but I will talk last night's 0 for night reverse sweep for the most part here. I'll talk about that tonight. Oilers, they go down 0-2. Do they have enough to come back? Has the fire been extinguished? Is Draisaitl McDavid too much altitude in that Colorado State? I mean, a lot to talk about the Oilers. I mean, a lot of people I know are very it might be the end. That's what a lot of people are thinking. But do they have enough to come back? It's very possible. We've seen much crazier situations. I mean, look at the Flyers back in 2010 when they were down 0-3 to the Boston Bruins just to come back and win the series in 7. Of course, they did lose to the Chicago Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Finals back then. So I'll talk about the Oilers. Tonight, we're also going to talk Game 2. Lightning, Rangers. Rangers leading the series 1-0. What can I say? I mean, this has just been Rangers have been playing lights out hockey. Shesterkin, unbelievable form right now. That whole team is playing extremely well. However, we have a couple situations here. We know how the Lightning are after a Game 1 loss. We know how Vasilevsky bounces back in those forms. And the Rangers at home are still putting up 3+ goals. So this is going to be a very interesting game here tonight to in terms of betting wise. But I will give you guys my 2 best plays here tonight, one including a client play. So I will get you guys rock and rolling. 2 plays on the ice tonight. One of those is an official client play. So I want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy today's show. Friday afternoon here for Pete's Power Plays. I'm live on World Hockey Report once again. I'm your host, Philly Pete. So, and also, last but not least, I'm also here, like I said, on World Hockey Report. You have a bet for the weekend? You have a gambling question? Ask me now. We're getting to the nitty gritty now between a Game 2 and then Edmonton Oilers Game 3 heading back to Edmonton. Do they have what it takes to get back to reality? I sure hope so. Any questions? Let me know in the chat, and we'll get things started. So, all right, NHL recap last night. Not the best night, I should say. Not the best night overall. But that's just how NHL has been. It's been difficult. It's been tough. All right. It's been tough. Like I said, beginning of the playoffs have been phenomenal. Those that follow me during the course of the season, you have to understand, that I was down well over 40 units, the first month and a half of the NHL season. And, we rip up the entire rest of the season up basically over 70, 75 units. So, I mean, we are where we are. Playoffs are just a different story. They're very difficult. It's tough to cap. I could vouch this for any other NHL capper out there, but the NHL in the playoffs specifically is very difficult, and people need to understand that. You can't win them all. You can't win them all. I know it's been a cold streak, but like I said, we will bounce back. And I'm as transparent as it can be. A lot of people out there, of course, just don't like to recap, and it's just not right. Give the fans what they want. That's why you get a lot of respect, and that's why I appreciate each and all of you out there that do tune in and do listen to Pete's power plays, and I give you all the best that I can. So I'm trying to get you guys into a bounce back form tonight. But last night's recap, Avs Oilers first period over 2. Unfortunately, we didn't even get there. You had an 8-6 first game. I mean, you had a 5-goal first period, and things like this do happen. Coaches, players, and a very exciting first game for sure. 8-6 victory. I mean, can't ask more for a game 1 in the Western Conference. But game 2, things kind of settled down a little bit. I had this odd feeling. Now, I gave out the over 7 to my clients last night in hopes that it hopefully would have cashed. Edmonton would have woken up a little bit, but unfortunately, we just didn't get there. So, coaches, players like to tune it down a little bit, get their miscues from happening in game 1, bounce back in game 2, and that's what happened. Avalanche with a 4-0 victory, absolute shutout last night in Colorado. So Avalanche, Oilers, first period over 2. Unfortunately, that lost. Oilers team total over 3. I mean, I was hoping that we could at least get 4, or at least a push from Edmonton, but they just look flat. They look tired. Like I said, I don't know if that Colorado air is getting to the Oilers. I mean, it's very possible. They look very lackluster out there and very, very tired. Leon Draisaitl, over 1.5 points. He was cashing this out no problem. Absolutely no problem at all during the course of the playoffs. But unfortunately, we hit a dry spell there. Same game parlay. The Oilers plus 1.5 spread, and Connor McDavid over 3.5 shots on goal. That was at plus 175. I extremely love that one for you guys. That was a late ad, and of course, we just didn't even get there. So, this has just been non-existent. McDavid needs to wake up. Draisaitl needs to wake up. You're going home to Edmonton. Crowd's going to be lit. Let's get a 2-2 series. I'm hoping clients have a future at 28-1 for the Oilers currently. So, in a tough spot right now, I have to say. But don't give up hope. Like I said earlier, Flyers are the same thing in 2010. They were down 0-3 to the Boston Bruins, only to come back to win the series in 7 and go on to the Stanley Cup Finals. And last but not least, of course, my clients had the over 7 of this game last night. Again, no show, no help at all in that over for the Oilers. So 0-5 night, probably the worst night in the NHL playoffs for me, needless to say. 0-5 with a minus 6.05 units overall lost. It happens. Very difficult. It's a tough night, like most of us. I know most of us were on the Oilers. Team totals, I saw bunch of people on the Oilers, bunch of people on the team totals, bunch of people on the overs. I might have saw 1 or 2 maybe on the under first period, which was a phenomenal hit. A bunch of people on the under 7, which was phenomenal. It happens, okay? That's just how this works. This is how capping goes. NHL playoffs currently sit at 88 wins, 84 losses, and 6 pushes. That gives me a minus 5.9 units lost overall in the NHL season. Again, we tore it up in the first round, a little bit in the second round, but we kind of took a little dive as of late. That's what happens. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the capping process. I've been in the game for just about 4 years now doing this, so it's tough. It truly is. Overall, NHL year-to-date record, 907 wins, 801 losses, and 48 pushes. That gives me a grand total at plus 78.45 units overall. Still one heck of a season for me as well, even though playoffs don't show it. But like I said, those that follow me in the course of the regular season can definitely vouch for that. A nice little comeback on top of that from being down over 40 units to basically being up where we are right now. So needless to say, we're okay, but let's get a bounce back. I owe you guys. I really do. To be honest, 0-6-1 in my last 2 clips. So it's been difficult. Like I said, it's been difficult, but just relax. We're playoffs. It truly is tough. Those that are listening and have a NHL capper in mind or whatever, I'm telling you, they are on the same boat. It's tough, but we will bounce back like the family that we all are. Okay. Now, that's being said, NHL recap last night, done, finito. Let's move on. Like I said, those that want to come in, chime in, that are coming in now, I see a few of you all coming in right now. You have a bet for the weekend, let me know. Tonight, we'll be talking game number 2, Rangers Lightning, with the Rangers leading 1-0. Give you guys my best bets, one of the 2 being, of course, a client play. So stay tuned for that later on the show when I break down the NHL game number 2, Rangers Bolts, giving you guys my 2 best plays for tonight. So any questions, let me know. I'm here to answer them, betting-wise, fantasy-wise, whatever it may be, fire away. In the meantime, let's talk about the Oilers, shall we? I mean, Oilers down 0-2. Do they have enough to come back? I mean, do they? That's the issue here. McDavid and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl looked extremely tired last night. They did. I'm hoping that the air doesn't get to them. I hope not. That's always a myth in Colorado. It really is. But you look at the stats here last night. They get shut out 4-0. Nothing in the first period, of course. But you look at the second period where the Avalanche just pretty much stormed away with this. Absolutely. So, no, that's just unfortunate. And Nhl, welcome back. Good to see you. You were on the show last week as well. I appreciate you tuning in here. You really didn't miss much at work besides a complete butt whipping by Colorado and just extremely fatigued Oilers team, as much as I hate to say that. I don't think it's a sweep, but it's very difficult to stop this Colorado team right now. It really is. It is extremely tough. It is extremely tough at the moment. Avalanche have been scoring lights out as of late. They're on point. The goaltending has been iffy, but they're doing their job. The offense for Colorado is like, hey, listen, we could get down 3-0 and come back, no problem. That's just how the Colorado Avalanche have been, and literally, they've tuned it up. They've absolutely have tuned it up. So I think, like I said, I want Edmonton to win this series. I got a cup future at them at 28-1 with my clients. I would love to see Edmonton come back, but the way that they looked last night, and I really hope that a fire is burned underneath them, because they need to come out and fire in games 3 and 4. If Colorado wins one game, I think it's over. I just don't think Edmonton has the ability to keep up. You have all these skilled players. But last night, like I said, you had Draisaitl with 3 shots on goal, Hyman with 3 shots on goal, Evander Kane with 2, McDavid with only 2. These are ghosts. Where are these players? Like, what happened in game 1? We needed them to come back. Everyone is so heavenly God, on Connor McDavid. And I get it. He's the man. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Terrific athlete. Has everything. Fantastic. I love this era of the NHL. I'm glad that growing up in, the early 90s and seeing all these great players. And now you go into this era where, you have Nathan MacKinnon, you have Connor McDavid. Players that you're going to be seeing for a long time. And you really, I expect to bounce back from this Oilers team. I really do. So, but unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Oilers just looked flat. They didn't look that good. Now, what we learned about last night, in all honesty here, let me get to the questions. So Donnell, real fast. Yeah, like I said, Oilers have just no goaltending, and it's a shame. They've had plenty of times in the offseason to pick up somebody, but they decided to keep Mr. Mike Smith. They're not going to win a Stanley Cup with that. As much as whoever you bring over offensively, it's just not going to happen. You need a good goaltender. You do. And that's just how it is. Okay, you need a goaltender, and Oilers didn't do that the past 2 off seasons. So they missed out. They did. They could have been in a different situation, but the fact that they're here this far is saying something. But really, when it comes to reality here, it's just difficult for me to trust the Edmonton Oilers. Rangers. Do you think the Rangers here have a shot against the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champion? You could also say 3-time, but it's just, I think the Rangers, I will get to that later on in the show when I talk my best bets, but this Rangers team is something to think about. Really, really. They're playing extremely well, but like I said, I'll get back onto that. I'm on the Edmonton Oilers being down 0-2. What we learned, though, MacKinnon is on a mission for the Avalanche. This team is so overdue for a cup that it truly is remarkable that they haven't won one yet at all in the last, in a while. They absolutely are. It's very capable. But MacKinnon's on a mission here. He scored a power play goal, 4-0 final last night. He's a guy that everyone should love, Nate MacKinnon. You can see what he does on the ice. He's a great skilled player, great person as well. But he's just a committed player, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get this team to the Stanley Cup Finals, short and sweet, just like that. Oilers, they have a lot of cleaning up to do. I mean, being down 0-2, the only way that they could come back, I think they have enough to come back, but just the fact that the Avalanche have been so dominant so far, not only in the entire playoffs, but after last night. I mean, first game, okay, it was high scoring affair, 8-6, but the Avs still, for the most part, dominated that game. But last night, that took the seat for everything. That took the front seat over everything. 4-0 against this amazing offense of the Edmonton Oilers. I'm not trying to bash any Oilers fans because I'm feeling for them, but Edmonton didn't give up 8 goals as it did in game 1, but 2 of the 3 goals it allowed in a span of 2 minutes and 4 seconds in the second period of last night's game were off lapses and another off a faceoff. It was a lost faceoff, and it ended up being a goal for Colorado. Bad passing, of course. Another reason why they just looked very sloppy in this game. And of course, Nazem Kadri's shot for a 1-0 lead. The Oilers lost a faceoff that led to yet a goal by Josh Manson 15 seconds later. These are just miscues that you don't really see Edmonton making, really. Like I said, fatigue is settling in. A lot of people could blame. A lot of people have been telling me this morning it's that Colorado air. I mean, listen, okay, you can get over it. Let's go. You have all these professional athletes that have been playing in Colorado for not only, in the NFL, you have the Broncos playing for years. You have, Avalanche. They're probably all used to it, but it doesn't even matter. I mean, it does take effect at some point. Third goal, Ratnick came in on 2-on-1 after a bad line change by Edmonton. Again, miscues by this Edmonton team leading to goals because that's how Colorado is. Extremely well when it comes to designing plays and basically converting on these mishaps by the Oilers. It shouldn't be happening to Edmonton. But like I said, the Habs are so talented enough already, to basically create their own havoc. And as of now, the Oilers can't afford to contribute to that. So this is an absolute danger zone for Edmonton right now. But if they have a chance to come back, they got to win these 2 at home. And I'll be short and sweet with that. They have to. They got to win these games too. They absolutely, and it's just true. I mean, the goaltending is just absolutely pathetic. Mike Smith is not the answer. He had 2 years to get somebody in the offseason, and they failed to do so. Can't blame anyone but themselves. I mean, that's just how it works. Defense has been lackluster as well, and just bad turnovers. They got to fix that up in order to win these 2 games at home, and we'll see what happens. I expect them to come out game 3 and win, and I truly, truly do. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Like I said, I truly do hope so that the Oilers come back. All right. Once again, those that are tuning in, hit me up. All right. This is Pete, Philly Pete here, live on Pete's Power Plays on World Hockey Report today, June 3rd, 2022 edition, Friday afternoon here in the East. We got 12:19 in the East Coast, 10:19 out in the Mountain Time. Any questions, let me know. Fire away. We got 1 game here on the ice tonight, and I want to break that down to you. I saw a couple questions here in the chat. I want to keep you guys up to speed here. Donnell, once again, I know you said that you are a Philly sports fan. Well, I'm a diehard New York fan. Of course, the tri-state area, 9 local teams. I mean, you have to have love for all your teams. I mean, I know there's the north side and the south side. I know North Jersey is all about the Giants, the Yankees, but the fact that you are homegrown in New York, I mean, you should have love for all your fans. I mean, I know there's a certain sections, just like Pittsburgh and Philly, it just depends what location you want. Trust me, I have a bunch of friends that live in New York, and they're back and forth between the Jets and Giants, Rangers, Islanders. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Yeah, KC Mac, like I said, I just answered that question for you, and that's true. I mean, the Oilers do need more than that. They had two years in the offseason to pick up somebody. They ended up keeping Mike Smith. Not the answer. And that's to be something that they should address again in this offseason, whoever is available. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel. And the defense obviously hasn't been contributing whatsoever. All right. Yep. I only won 1 bet last night. Typical Oilers. No show. Oh man. Trust me. Everyone and their mothers were on the Oilers last night. Believe me, except for maybe minimal people I saw betting the unders. I don't even think I saw one Colorado Avalanche bet besides maybe one guy who I'm friends with on Twitter. He's the only person I saw. But it's just like, no show. You don't want that. And like I said earlier, they need to clean up these turnovers. They got to clean up these miscues. That's not Edmonton hockey. They got to wake up. Otherwise, it's over. I mean, it's absolutely over. So I expect them to bounce back, like I said. And hey, we'll find out tomorrow. We will find out what happens in Game 3. They got to be fired up. They absolutely have to be fired up. And real quick, Donnell, yes, North Jersey's all the New York area. South Jersey, yeah. Like I said, I'm all about, like I said, I'm born and raised in Northeast Philly. Moved over to South Philly. And like I said, I moved to South Jersey, in 2000. So, I mean, I'm a little bit of everywhere, but yes, I'm all diehard Philly, all diehard Philly. Not really much of a Union fan, but yeah, every other main sport, like I said, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, Eagles. I mean, I'm all for it. All right. Since we're on the same topic, before I move on, Oilers, should they go with Mikko Koskinen? It's worth a shot. You're down 0-2. Give it to him. I mean, could he be any much better? I mean, that's the question you got to ask the Oilers. If we're going to go with Koskinen, I mean, is he going to be any much better than Mike Smith? We're down 0-2. I sure would hope so. It wouldn't surprise me if Mike Smith gets one more net, and I feel like if they lose, I think Koskinen would be that Game 4 starter. But Mike Smith hasn't shown anything in these first 2 games besides giving up goals left and right. I really think that, you know what? I think it's possible that you do start Koskinen in Game 3. Short and sweet there. And last but not least, yep. Phillies I'll discuss later on. He was overdue. This team's 22-29. Joe Girardi it was long overdue. I'm not a fan of him. Never been a fan of him. And basically, the Phillies letting him go. I'm pretty up about that. So, it's just to me, it's just a lost season. This team, this team's just so frustrating to watch. Not how it was back in the day when you had Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, Pat Burrell, Roy Halladay, bless his soul, and the team that went on those multiple World Series runs. This team is just never going to be up to speed as it used to be. Short and sweet there. Yes, 2-on-1. That's actually really, really funny. Yeah, 2-on-1. Mike Smith is a bum. Yeah, well, you know what? I couldn't agree more. I mean, especially if you guys are being a Oilers fan, and so that's just how it is. I appreciate that, City Life Project. Thank you so much. I mean, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. I'm doing what I can here, and I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate all the love and support on this show here, and it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. The NHL playoffs were just the start of something really, really good. So I'm very much looking forward to the upcoming season, after this season as well, and let's have some fun. This is what I'm all about. I love doing this. I love talking NHL and in a betting perspective, and gambling wise too. 2-on-1, Smith is a bum. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love that chant? You got to feel for Mike Smith, but he's got to wake up. Like I said, Koskinen in Game 2. You got to start him in Game 3. You have to have that going on for him. So, and like I said, the playoffs have been absolutely incredible. It's been an amazing run. I mean, who would have thought that? First off, who would have thought that the Rangers going this far and being up 1-0 on the defending champions, Tampa Bay Lightning, which I will discuss right now. It's been a good playoffs compared to previous years. Let's be honest here. You have a great Final Four, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen tonight in Game 2. All right, here we go. Basically what everyone's been waiting for, the Rangers and Lightning Game 2 bets and analysis. Rangers lead the series 1-0. Listen, like I said, this team now when it comes to Shesterkin and Vasilevsky, who would have imagined an over? I also, like I said, Game 1 we went well over. And no one really expected that. Maybe a couple here and there I saw on Twitter had the over, which is great, and the first period over, kudos to them. But this was a very high-flying first game, and the Rangers took advantage, and still scoring 3+ goals in every one of their home games since the playoffs even started. At home, Rangers 3+ goals at home. Okay, since the playoffs started, they are unbelievable. They're scoring at will. Now, it comes to the fact that you look at this Vasilevsky team, and I'll get to the questions that I missed later on. Robert, I know I just saw yours now. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I would keep Francois in there right now. He had a shutout last night. Defense is showing up. Do it. I mean, I would love. I would keep Francois in there after a performance like last night. Absolutely. Um, but back to this Rangers Lightning game. Rangers scoring 3+ goals in each of their home games during the course of this playoffs. They are lights out. They really are. They're playing extremely well. And they posted up a 6th spot the other night against Tampa. So that streak continues, 3+ goals. Now, on the other side, you basically see Andrei Vasilevsky, okay, and what they do in game twos following a loss. This is going to be a very interesting, I should say, way of betting this game tonight on sides, totals, and everything else in general. Lightning have a great bounce back spot in game 2 after loss. Vasilevsky also bounces back, okay, and in a fantastic form. And you have the Rangers, on the other hand, playing lights out, scoring 3+ goals in each of their home games, and they're home once again here tonight in game 2. What's going to happen here? There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of distinguishes here too. Real quick though, I want to talk about Vasilevsky going back to 2018. Okay, conference semifinals. What he gave up. He surrendered 5 goals in a 6-2 loss to the Bruins in Game 1 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. How he bounced back in that 2018 semifinals? Netminder responded by turning aside 18 of the 20 shots he faced in a 4-2 win over the Bruins in Game 2. The Lightning ended up winning the next 4 games on that series, only for Vasilevsky giving up 7 goals over those next 4 games. It's phenomenal. The stats are real. The stats are real. Okay, now, like I said, 2018 Eastern Conference Finals. You have basically given up 6 goals to the Capitals in 2018. How he bounced back, stopping 36 shots on 38 total shots here. And like I said, it's just been absolutely incredible. Just the way that he is in form after a Game 1 loss. Throughout that series, Vasilevsky didn't allow more than 3 goals in any of those 5 games and only allowed more than 2 on 1 occasion. 2019 first round. What did he do? Columbus Blue Jackets. We know what happened there. 5-1 loss at the hands of the Jackets in Game 2 of their first round series. How did he bounce back? Well, he just allowed 2 goals in Game 3 of that series and recorded 27 saves in the process. However, Tampa did get swept after only scoring 8 goals in that entire series. But last year, what happened last year? 6 goals to the Florida Panthers. 6-5 overtime loss in Game 3 of the first round of last year's Stanley Cup playoffs. How he bounced back? Well, 39 saves on 41 total shots. Extremely amazing. Throughout the 2021 postseason, a 1.9 goals against average and helped Tampa Bay, of course, to win their second consecutive Stanley Cup and Conn Smythe trophy. I mean, he bounces back and forms. Okay. This past first round, 2022, they played the Toronto Maple Leafs. And obviously the Leafs jumped all over the Lightning, 4 goals in the opening 2 periods. Okay, how they bounced back? Well, like I said, it wasn't the best part in the playoffs, but he came back to reality, to where he should be. He allowed 3 goals and recorded 31 saves in a 5-3 Lightning win. If you take this game and Wednesday's contest out of the equation, he's allowed 3 or fewer goals in 9 of the team's 12 playoff games this postseason. So he knows how to bounce back, and it's just interesting to see what happens. It does. Tampa Bay after a loss in general. Tampa after a loss, the last 3 postseasons, okay? 17-0, 3.94 goals for, 1.64 goals against per Andrei Vasilevsky. That's pretty impressive. Now you have a team like the Rangers, like I said, scoring 3+ at every home game, no matter what it was at home this year. They're scoring 3+, going against this player in a fantastic goalie, Andrei Vasilevsky, posting a phenomenal record, phenomenal stats, phenomenal goals against after a Game 1 loss. It's going to be very intriguing what happens here, and we'll see what happens. So, tonight's game, Tampa, New York Rangers. Tampa opened up here at -135. It was at -125, dipped down a little bit. Some money heading towards the Lightning now. 10 cents, not much. Nothing to be worried about here. But Tampa minus 135 on the money line. Rangers plus 115 as a home dog. Once again, let me get to the quick questions real fast before I head into these bets here. I've been to 3 games. Locally, 2 Devils games. Bruins lost, been an Islanders game. Yep, never been to a Rangers fan. I don't know. I think you're well overdue. I mean, you got to hit up Madison Square Garden. It's a beautiful, beautiful arena, and I think you will love it, especially the fact that you are a New York fan. To me, Vasilevsky over McDavid. If I'm building a team, it always starts with defense. Even my fantasy hockey teams, I'm always taking a goaltender in the first round. Absolutely. You kidding me? Vasilevsky, to be honest with you, no doubt in my mind. I mean, that's how I would feel. That's what I would feel. It always starts with defense. I feel like. I mean, you can always load up your offense no matter what. Everyone can score. Everyone might not be a McDavid, but they sure can score. However, do you have a Vasilevsky on the Oilers? You don't. You have Mike Smith, who's just been non-existent at all. And then you have Vasilevsky, who's definitely well on form, and let's hope that he bounces back tonight. So we'll see what happens here. But yes, I would definitely take Vasilevsky over McDavid as well in a heartbeat, as I'm more of a defensive guy than anything. Okay. Back to the games here tonight. Lightning Game 2 bets. As I was saying, 60% of the public money on the Lightning tonight to tie up the series. This is more, to me, I feel like this is more of a pick'em game. I do. Just the way that how Game 1 formed. The fact that, could the Rangers be up 2-0 against this extremely unbelievable Lightning team they're not even tired. This Lightning team from the past 3 seasons, basically lights out, 4 seasons at that as well. I mean, they've been unbelievable. And of course, we know the Blues won during that time a couple of years ago, but it's been the Bolt show. And honestly, everyone's thinking, hey, listen, I think that the Lightning are going to be tired. They haven't showed any sign of tiredness whatsoever. Maybe against Toronto, possibly. Toronto had a chance to move on. They didn't, but let's not get into that because I know there's a lot of sensitive Toronto Maple Leafs fans all over the world, so I don't want to get involved with that. I also have family from Toronto who are still sensitive, but I won't get in that topic. But Lightning, there's no tired legs. Give me, you have 35-year-olds on that team still too. Like, people playing out of their minds at an older age, But Rangers, like I said, getting 40% of the public money, and that's just how it is. And listen, City Life Project, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Like I said, I'm always excited, to do this and give you guys my clips. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to every Friday with you guys. Really. I mean, what better way to get your Friday started before the weekend hits by tuning in to Pete's Power Play with me every Friday at 12 p.m. in the East, 9 a.m. out West, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, well, listen, dude. Family in Toronto as well. Yeah, I've had so many battles with them. My second cousin's out there when it comes to Leafs, Flyers. I mean, it's just always been headbutting back and forth. And there's no need to date a woman in Toronto. There's really no point. And I get it. I get it coming from your side. So I guess you're probably happy that it's over with now. So, and sayonara to that. Good. See you later. But all right, tonight's game. Over-under here is at 5.5 at plus 100. Again, a lot of the unders at minus 120. And I mean, they do think it's Canada because everyone thinks it is just one city. And unfortunately, this is not how it is. But I mean, that's just all jokes aside here. That's some funny stuff, City Life. So way to keep me entertained during the show as well. Over-under 5.5. Plus 100 on the over, minus 120 on the under. Tampa minus 135, opened up at minus 125. 10-cent movement towards Tampa. Not a whole lot if you're feeling like a Tampa weights here tonight. Quick stats here on the road. Tampa 28, 18, and 1 on the road. 25 and 23 covering the puck line on the road. And as of their last 10 games, they're 5-5 with the over-unders. Fair. Rangers come at home astronomically good at home. 34, 10, and 2 at home this year. 25 and 24 covering the puck line. And also at home, 5-5 in their last 10 games. Game 2, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Let's rock and roll with this. I want to go back to it. Rangers, Lightning, game 2. Give me the Lightning money line here. I believe they come back here. They bounce back based on the numbers of Vasilevsky, based on the stats, statistically, I should say, with Vasilevsky and the Lightning bouncing back after a game 1 loss, basically. The way that they know how to come back at their game 2 with all the adjustments, you have to imagine they're going to be ready to fly tonight. And I personally think Tampa is going to get this one tonight. Tampa, I had them locked in at minus 125 this morning, just like it was earlier. This is also an official client bet as well for my VIPs out there. This is going to be a free client bet for everyone out there. The Tampa Bay Lightning, minus 125 on the money line. I would also go minus 135 as it is. Just see how it is during the course of the day. I don't see much movement whatsoever. But like I said, Lightning money line minus 125. My first play for you guys. It's also an official client play as well. So get that in, lock that in as well. And when it comes to another play, I'm going to rock out with that first period. Okay, I'm debating on two sides here. It's all within the first period, but Tampa to score a goal. Okay, Tampa to score over a half a goal in the first period is at minus 140. Little juicy, a little pricey, but I feel like Tampa could respond here, and I think they'll get there. Within the first early moments of this first period, I think they respond back, and I think they tire out and quiet out this Rangers team, this Rangers crowd, which will be going nuts. Don't get me wrong on MSG here tonight, but I do feel like the Lightning I can't see the Lightning being down 0-2 going back to Tampa. Have we seen other stuff happen? We have, but I have trust in this Tampa team, and I do feel like they can get a goal. Bolts over a half a goal in the first period at minus 140. So if they get a goal, we cash that out. I like that. I also like if we're going to play value, if you're a value person, the Tampa Bay Lightning first period minus a half a goal. Okay, them to be leading after the first period minus a half goal puck line. That is, those that are not sure, you can get anywhere from plus 165 to plus 185. Shop around. I love the value there. You can get listen, you can do a bingo, bango, bongo for all I know, and you can take both. Tampa to score a goal in the first period, which is minus 140. If you get that a half a goal, which I love because I do think they get a goal in the first period, and you cash that out. Or you could also take the fact that, hey, Tampa could lead 1-0 or 2-1 as long as they're winning and covering that half a goal spread at plus 165 to plus 185. You're 2-0 already to start the young night. So you can play a little bit of bingo, bango, bongo, there if you want to do that first period. But more for me, and I just love value, I want to go ahead and take – I will probably add it in anyways, a bonus play for you guys since you guys are tuning into the show and listening. But in terms of value, Tampa Bay Lightning, first period, minus a half a goal. I expect them to come out firing, quiet out the crowd, and get the lead after the first period at either plus 165 to as high as plus 185. Shop around, get the best books. From what I saw, I'm going to go plus 185. That was on BetMGM earlier this morning, late last night. Okay, some sites are at plus 165, anywhere between that, plus 165 to plus 185. That's what you can get right now for that Lightning first period money line. So, like I said, let's wrap that up. Lightning, Rangers, game 2, bets. In conclusion, Lightning on the money line, minus 125. I believe they bounce back here. And like I said, just the stats and numbers don't lie about Vasilevsky in game 2 performances. And I'm going to reiterate the fact that I know that the Rangers are scoring 3+ goals at home, okay, in every game this playoff, at home. They've been going lights out. But I'm going to take a more defensive perspective on this one. And I just feel like Vasilevsky is going to be coming in full form. And I feel like the the Bolts, whatever you want to call them, are due for a good bounce back. And I feel like we're going to get there tonight. I think the Bolts tie the series up before they head back down at the Amalie Arena. 1-1 series. Lightning, money line, minus 125. That's also an official Philly Pete client play as well. So you're getting that for free for tuning into this show. That's how much I appreciate each and every one of you out there. And my other play, the Tampa Bay Lightning to be Lightning puck line. First period puck line minus a half a goal between plus 165 to plus 185. I have it at plus 185. That's what I'm rocking out with tonight. Or if you want to play a more safer route, like the Tampa Bay Lightning to get over a half a goal in the first period at minus 140. You can get that on BetMGM as well. So something to consider. But I do feel like the Lightning will come out firing, get a first period lead, cash those out for us, and then long and behold, a nice victory for us as well. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's my plays here for tonight. Let me get back to the questions. JC Productions. Facts, I agree. If they're losing 6-2, they'll come out flying and lose to the Rangers, who are red hot. Yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel as well. No disrespect to the Rangers. They're playing extremely well. I know they have all playoffs. They've been playing really well, going to 7 games with Carolina and still posting up 6 goals against the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's truly remarkable how this Rangers team's been playing. Will it catch up to them? We'll see. But my stats, and I love the fact that I'm more of a defensive guy, and I think the Tampa Bay Lightning here win this game. Money line, and again, like I said, the first period, puck line minus a half goal at plus 185. And a little side bet, if you're feeling it, Tampa to get over a half a goal in the first period at minus 140. There you go. You can get all these on BetMGM as well. But search around for the best number. Trust me. There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, I'm out of time. I hope you all had fun. I can't wait for next Friday already. Talk more pucks. See what happens there. Stay tuned. I will be posting out my plays later on this afternoon. Like I said, the client plays have already been released. You're getting a Lightning money line as well. Any other quick questions, let me know. Other than that, I'm taking off. And, yeah, I know. But we'll see what happens. I mean, JC, good luck in your game here tonight as well. And, Rangers been playing well. Just stay on top of things. It's nice to see, a Rangers team and Rangers fans in general having fun with this team this season. And, you should be very proud of your team so far. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Philly Pete here signing off. Don't forget to check me out. Pete's Power Plays on World Hockey Report every Friday live at 12 p.m. in the East, 9 a.m. out West, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, giving you guys the best bets analysis and much, much more. All love to you, JC, as well. Hope you have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. And listen, don't forget to check out SeatGeek. Use that promo code WHR when going to the checkout, making your first purchase. Use the promo code WHR. It'll save you $20 on your first purchase. That is SeatGeek, promo code WHR. You'll save $20. Can't go wrong there. All worth it. I'm Philly Pete signing off. Have a great, great weekend. And listen, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out, guys.